Greetings and salutations, everyone. I hope everyone is still doing well, and welcome to today's midday bonus. We are that much closer to tonight's live stream, the pinnacle of my week. Today's bonus is a very horrifying couple of video clips with a security guard interview. Before we get into it, a couple links. As you know, I rely on Patreon, PayPal, and the merch to help the channel to continue to grow and go. Links to Patreon and PayPal are in the description below. The merch is displayed directly under the video. Also, Dogman Frightening Encounters Volume 1 through 3, the audiobook versions. They all were written and researched by Tom Lyons, narrated and produced by me, Jeff Nadolny. Those audiobooks are available on Audible, Amazon, and iTunes, the links to which are also in the description as well. And finally, last but definitely not least, if you'd really like to help support this channel to continue to grow and go, simply subscribe. It doesn't cost you a cent. Click that like button. It takes half a second. If you don't want to miss out on any of the informative uploads I put out daily, click that bell icon and please leave a comment. Why? Well, because folks, all of these things, they really do help this channel to continue to grow and go. And they do matter. Now, everyone, I have taken far too much of your time. Let's jump into today's midday bonus, shall we? All right, guys, today I have a guest and subscriber. His name is Sailor, or that's what his friends call him, so that's what we will call him. He had an encounter in South Carolina, and he is going to share that with us today. Sailor, how are you today?
I'm doing good, Jeff. Greetings from sunny South Carolina, people.
So you had an encounter that just happened out of nowhere, like most do. I'm going to give you the floor, my friend.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right.
Well, this started 2 years ago. I was working at a construction site just outside of Jedburgh, South Carolina, down in a wooded area where they were building some industrial parks. So some of the land was cleared, but most of the land was wooded. My job was the security guard on site. I worked alone, worked 8 hours from 6 o'clock in the evening all the way up into the morning, sometimes 4 and 5 o'clock, depending on how long they needed me to stay there. My job consisted of me having to make rounds around the perimeter of the construction site. I had to have pre-scheduled points I had to check with a wand just to make sure that I made my rounds. And I made the rounds roughly every hour to hour and a half. It was about 2 in the morning. I'm making my rounds around the building. Everything is pretty much going well. It's just a regular boring night. And I'm coming around the north side of the building where they constructed the big bay doors. Most of the building's still open, but they still had that section up. They had string of pretty much electrical lights there, so you can see around in there pretty good. And as I'm making my way up to the ramp where the big bay door is, I hear a commotion inside, some of the equipment, tool stuff got knocked over, like a big tool chest. And I'm not knowing exactly what's going on. Normally unarmed, but I've learned from other sites that there's a good chance it could be a bear or something like that. So I went, get in my car, grab my 9mm pistol because I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Right.
As I'm making my way up the ramp, I see this form inside the door. I say, it is big. I was like, that's a rather large bear. And as I'm halfway up, roughly about 20 feet, it sort of steps out into more of the light. And I'm basically looking up at a 8.5-foot tall nightmare in my mind. It didn't make any overt moves towards me. It just looked at me.
Now, how close were between what was the distance between you two?
20 feet.
20 feet? All right.
So I'm looking at it, it's looking at me, and I think we are looking at each other like that for a good 30 seconds. And the whole time I'm thinking about in my mind, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, the real oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. My daddy was right, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. My mama was right, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. So in my mind, military training kicked back in. I'm not prepared for the situation. Best to make a technical withdrawal. So while I got my eyes on it, I slowly began to walk backwards. And the whole time, it is watching me. Not making any overt hostile moves. It is just watching me. And when I get to where my car is, I get inside. It was already cranked. And I peel out of there like I'm burning rubber.
Right.
To the far end of the property. And I'm just sitting there basically hyperventilating. I'm a big guy. I've seen military action in some combat, and that scared me. I don't scare easy, but that scared me.
Oh, I can imagine. Can you give us a brief description of like color, height, weight possible? Did you see teeth visible, tail, anything?
Well, it was about 8.5 foot tall because the bay door had some notches on it, so I knew it was 8.5 foot tall for the notch part. Dark brown in color, basically it's like a gorilla on steroids. It's face sort of like there's some intellect there. Like it's not some dumb animal. Like it's knowing what it's doing.
Right.
And this whole demeanor was, I'll do you no harm if you do me no harm. And it pretty much went on its way after it got out of the building and went back into the woods. But it stayed around there in that area for a few days because I noticed like one of the other contractors that I would work with who would do like electrical wiring, he would sometimes stay almost to around 2 o'clock. And he would normally stay late. But after I had my encounter, I noticed that when I came in the next time, he was getting out of there at 6 o'clock. He did not want to stay late anymore. And he never said why he didn't want to stay late anymore. He just made us an excuse. He keeps making excuses why he never wanted to stay late. I'm thinking he saw it too.
Right. Right, absolutely. So what was in the building for it to, I mean, what was in that area that it was making a ruckus in?
Well, sometimes the workers who work the site, they bring their lunch. You know, like sometimes people don't exactly get ready to fit their trash like they normally do. So you got leftover food here, leftover food there, piece of burger there. It's like it would attract anything. And well, it was like a free source of food for it.
Okay.
Like you got like leftover sandwiches, chips, all types of stuff that just scattered. So it was just using that building as a convenient food source.
Right, right. Almost just like its own little convenience store.
Yeah.
So now it didn't make any advances towards you, so you were very lucky on that. Did it show its teeth or make any noises?
It just pretty much stared. It just like had this calm demeanor about it, like I was technically not a threat to it in considered, I would say.
Right, right.
Like I'm bigger than you, I'm tougher than you. If I want to hurt you, I can hurt you, but I don't want to hurt you.
Definitely. That is terrifying. At 2 o'clock in the morning, I don't know how I would react. I don't think I would react as calmly as you, with the instinct kicking back into, slowly back away. That's, wow.
I had to credit my father for that, because my father, he was a retired park ranger, and he taught me about the wildlife, and he also said to me, there are other things out there other than regular animals. And he would never go into detail about it, but he was letting me know, like, you might one day encounter something that people say does not exist.
Right, right. Now the woods around this area where you're working, pretty deep woods.
It's very deep woods. I mean, this woods only connects up to where where several their big state forest is.
Yep.
And that goes all the way to the coast. I mean, it's miles and miles upon miles of forest, crisscrossed by streams and swamp, and just plenty of water. The low country of South Carolina it's like one of the biggest watersheds in the southeast.
That's what I was just. That was going to be my next question. Was there a good source of water around? So, yeah, you definitely answered that. So it pretty much it was in its glory where you're located, and it's got food, it's got water readily available, woods, hiding areas. Jesus, there never ceases to amaze me. Any encounter. How do you think it got in the building?
Well, the other side of the building was open, so all they had to do was just walk in.
Okay.
There wasn't a wall up there technically, so you could just stroll right on in.
That is interesting. So they had a security guard guarding one section, and then the other section was open.
Yeah, that big deal is they didn't want nobody to come there and like steal equipment.
Right. Wow. Well, I really appreciate you coming on and sharing your encounter. Trying to think of something. You have now you said your dad was a park ranger and he shared that with you, like there was other things out in the woods as well?
Yes, he did. He retired as a park ranger. He was a park ranger for the late 50s up into the mid 70s.
Wow. So he's definitely seen something, just never let you know what he saw. I mean, for someone to come out and say something like that is, that kind of gives you, hey, I know what's out there, but I'm really not going to tell you because it'll probably scare the living bejesuses out of you. So
it also explains a lot of stuff that he was not big on camping, even though he spent a lot of time in the woods.
Right.
He said, "Don't go camping." The ex-wife said, "Don't go camping." Ever.
Yeah.
If you go in the woods, take a gun.
Yeah, most definitely. You should always be prepared, Boy Scout motto, and you're never over prepared with whatever you take in the woods if you're, going out with a firearm. So, well, I truly appreciate you coming on. Do you have anything else that you'd like to share with the group today?
Yes, sure. It pretty much hasn't been the only encounter with a cryptid I've ever had. A few years earlier, back in 2007, I did encounter something else. It wasn't a ground-based cryptid, but it was a flyer.
Really?
Yeah.
In South Carolina too, as well?
Yep, in South Carolina.
You want to get into that a little bit with us?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
I was still working as a security guard, but I was working less years than when I had just started. And I pretty much still had my arms certification. And it started pretty much the week before the incident happened. There was this thing that was going through the area, and it was airborne, and it would scream. I mean, it would make an unholy, loud scream. I mean, like, almost like a wailing almost, just flying over my house, through the fields, across the forest, over the way my neighbor's property was. It would circle around, and it would do that between 12 o'clock and about 3 o'clock at night. And it kept doing that, and I was talking with my neighbor. He's passed now. He would say, like, something is eating his dog food, because he had a lot of dogs. He had some pit bulls and some other dogs there. And something would come, scare the dogs, eat the food, and leave. He thought it was a coyote. Well, when I told him what I heard, I said, like, no, it can't be a coyote unless a coyote got a jetpack on.
Right.
Because it was circling, and And they kept doing that around the same time, but then when it got time for me to go back to work, I'm heading outside to my car because back then I had a fence, but I had parked outside the fence because it was convenient. And I'm walking out, and then I hear this screaming. And it's coming from the north, and I'm looking around because I got a security light. But that area, pretty much, you can't really see good because the light doesn't come that far. And this thing's coming in close. It is coming in close. And then I get a glimpse of something coming right at me, and I jumped down, hit the deck into almost prone position, and it flew over me. And when it flew over me, it was like trying to get back its wing speed because I guess it missed. And it was trying to get back to decent air height.
Right.
And I raised up with my service pistol and fired 3 shots in it. Know I hit it at least once because it made a sort of like a pain scream, and it flew off and left a small blood trail. But for what I saw of it, it was big. It was 10-foot wingspan, large, robust hind claws, and pretty much talons on it that would make a tiger cry. They were big. And this thing, the weirdest thing about it, it didn't have feathers. It had like leathery type wings, almost like a bat.
Right. You know, what's that there's I forget, and I'm bringing it up. Hopefully, some subscribers might know, or you might know. There's some sort of flying cryptid. I'm not well versed on the flying cryptids that live in the southern region of the country, and it's said to resemble like a pterodactyl. And it's it's going to come to me right after I upload this too. But was that pretty much kind of like the outline? Large wings, 10 feet wings, you said. Was there?
Yep.
Could you see any feet or legs? Was there like a humanistic legs, or was it more like shorter legs?
The legs were shorter. The legs looked like something that would be on a large bird of prey, only with no feathering around it.
Right. Yeah, what the heck is it called? It's going to drive me insane too. That's insane. That's it. So that encounter happened, and you saw it, and it just, as soon as it happened, it just pretty much dissipated as well.
Yes, we stopped hearing it like pretty much a day later.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, it literally had killed one of my neighbor's dogs. I guess like the meanest one he had there, challenged it, and the thing pretty much grabbed it and took off with it, and he found the dog further in the woods, torn apart.
Oh God.
Yeah.
This
was a 90-pound dog, and it took off with it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's
power.
That's definitely not a bird of prey that is, around this region, in America. I don't even think eagles or condors could pick something that large up. So, now how close was this encounter to the one with the Dogman? In proximity.
This is about 40 miles different, because this happened right in the Santee area, where I live. And,
Okay.
And the one with the Bigfoot happened down in the Jedburgh, Somerville area, in between Jedburgh and Somerville itself.
That is definitely interesting. Yeah, I think I'm going to start getting a little more versed on the flying cryptids, because I just, for the death of me, I cannot remember the name of it, but it's said to resemble a pterodactyl, and be large wingspan, about what you described, and attack smaller animals that it can carry. I believe it's said to attack human beings when they go up into their region. But that's crazy. That is, I really appreciate you sharing that encounter with us. Now you just opened a whole new door for me, because now I'm just going to be looking at flying cryptids as well.
Yep. Yeah. I've did some research. I ain't the only one that see it. They've been seen all over the state. Normally they be in like the upstate where the mountains is, but every now and then they trickle down to my area.
Right. Right. Probably looking for food, or easy access to food. Anything that's readily available for them to get without being seen, hopefully. So.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you sharing these two encounters with us. Now you're not doing security anymore, are you?
Oh, I still do security because, well, I found it's the one job that is recession proof.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll always have a job in security. So yeah. I appreciate you coming on today. I wish you nothing but luck, and I hope you stay safe during your night job. Hopefully you don't see any more cryptids. I would have been terrified the first one. I don't know how you maintained your cool. I mean, till the end, when you got into your car and took off like that, that would be me the whole way.
I couldn't freak out. Gunny would be mad at me.
Right. Right.
You'd call me from Florida and say, like, why did you freak out, sailor? I trained you better.
Yeah.
Yes, Gunny.
Well, all right, man. I appreciate you coming on, and if you want to say a little piece to everybody before we let go, here's your chance.
Yeah, sure. Glad I was able to share my story with y'all, and if I give any word of advice to people, is that if you're going to go into the woods, 1, be armed. 2, do not drink in the woods. That just leaves your perceptions down and makes it easier for something to sneak up on you. And 3, take care of nature. Don't abuse it. Treat it like it's your own home, and enjoy it.
Right on. Right on. That was some great advice. I seldom think about that because I don't drink myself, but a lot of people do, while they're out camping and stuff, and their sense of awareness is hindered then. Thank you for bringing that one up. I really appreciate that. So, with that, guys, Sailor, thank you for coming on, and I hope that you have a great day, and this should be uploaded a little bit later on today.
Sure thing. God bless.
All right. God bless, my friend.
Wow, what a great interview, and super, super nice guy. The word I was looking for, or the cryptid I was looking for, was Snellygaster, and it just came to me minutes ago as I was listening to this. Tonight's first video clip is a hiker stumbles across what appears to be a kind of stick hut, and then sees something pretty creepy in the woods like normal. I'm leaving it up to you guys. I don't know how I feel about this one. All I know is it is creepy. The noise that is made is creepy, and the size of this thing. Also, this video footage was not from America. Check it out. right, guys, like I said, I am not sure what this is or if it is real. It's definitely creepy, and the guy appears to be acting kind of strange. He definitely seems to be a little freaked out as he's finding this kind of stick hut and then sees this creature. I'm not even sure what it is. It's definitely not in America. I know that for sure. So I believe it's over in Europe. And maybe it's some sort of old world cryptid or some sort of demon that, you know, some sort of satanic cult summoned. Who knows? Or it could be just a dude in a big suit. But it's creepy. The next video, a guy comes out of his house to check on his birds. They're making a racket. And he peers over to the right and sees a set of eyes. And as the video is cleaned up and cleared up, you can see what this creature looks like, and it truly looks like a crawler. Do I think it's 100% legit crawler? I don't know. But I'm leaving it up to you guys.
What's the matter with you?
So whatever that thing is, it's definitely creepy. If I came out and I had pet birds that were outside and went to check on them after they were making some sort of commotion, looked over and saw that thing, and then it kind of slither out of eyesight, I would be a little freaked out. Once the video gets cleaned up, you can see kind of what it is, and it does resemble a crawler. Do I think it's a crawler 100%? I don't know. And like I said in the beginning, I don't stand by any of these videos except the one Bigfoot video. I leave it up to you guys because I think that's the greatest part of cryptozoology. It's a science based in theory, speculation, and when we all kind of get together and, you know, really take it seriously and put our theories and speculations out on the table, we can come up with possibly a solid, concrete conclusion. With that being said, folks, thank you for supporting this channel. We are that much closer to the Saturday Nightmares live from New York. I look forward to seeing all of you there. The pinnacle of my week. I don't know about you guys, but anyway. Thank you for supporting the channel. Guys, stay safe, happy, healthy, and ever vigilant. These creatures are real. They are out there. They are keeping an eye on our pets, our children, our loved ones, so we should as well. God bless you all.